I am very, very excited about this. Alamance Arts is the museum that offers artists here in Alamance County, North Carolina to display art. And they're having invited the photography club that I belong to display wildlife images here at this presentation. So I have the opportunity to submit 5 images, and I have 4 that are pretty standard images, but I'm going to try and create a unique image. I want to photograph these feathers here. This is a feather of a grackle. This is a feather of a Carolina chickadee. And I want to kind of photograph them on this whiteboard here and get a high quality image of them and then mount it in a 8 by 10 board. And I just want to show the details of the feather, a very high quality image with just no distractions at all, just the feathers on this board here. I'm not really sure how well it's going to come out. I got some, when I first got these feathers here, they seem to be in a lot better shape than they are right now. I found them about 3 or 4 days ago in my backyard and they were wet, so I brought them into the house. And the chickadee feather seems to be not doing so well. I believe this is a grackle feather. If it's not a grackle feather, please leave comments below. But I'm very impressed with how these feathers look. And I want to try and get, a feel. When you're taking an image, sometimes there's a feeling that you're trying to achieve. And that's what I'm trying to do. Very plain background and just the feathers on top of this background here. And I want to take pictures of it and see how they look. And, I could come out with some really interesting art here. But what I'm going to do is I basically want to shoot it without a flash, just with the ambient light that's in this room here. And I want to have that kind of soft kind of image here, that we have just a really soft image, and see if I can get a really nice image here. This is artsy fartsy to the ninth level, but it is really something I've been thinking about taking, and I've seen these images before and they really hit me as powerful images. So that's what I'm aiming for here. So what I'm going to do now is set up my camera to take this image here and show you what I'm doing to take the image, and then I'm going to show you how I edit it and print it and put it in the frame. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm shooting at ISO 100. I am shooting at f6.3. And the reason why I want shooting at 6.3 instead of 1.2, what this lens can go down to, is I want a little bit thicker field of focus, because even though I'm pretty much shooting straight down on the image, I'm not quite shooting absolutely straight down. So I want to make sure that all the feathers in focus. This is going to give me a shutter speed of 1/10 of a second. No flash, just ambient light, because I don't want any kind of funny shadows or anything like that. And that's going to give me a shutter speed, like I said, 1/10 of a second, 2-second timer. And the next time you see this image, I'll be showing you how I edit it.
Okay, so this is the image I want to edit here. As you can see, I kind of took some pictures of stuff I didn't want to take a picture part of the table and under the table. But I got the feathers I want to do. So the first thing I want to do is crop this image here. So I want it to be 8 by 10, so I'm going to select the crop tool, select 8 by 10, and I want it to be a portrait image. So I'm just going to turn the cropping tool so that I get a portrait image. And I want to have both feathers in these stripes here, or in these lines here, the up and down lines. Hit enter, and there's the image basically. So if you can look over here on the left-hand side here, you can see there's 2 spots here. I don't know if those spots are on the sensor or they're on the lens or what they are, but I'm just going to select them to remove them. I select the remove tool, hit subtract, and apply, and the tool will start this wizard up and it will remove these 2 spots. So the next thing I want to do is close the remove tool. I want to go up here to basic here. I wanted to have it as a black and white image. I don't want to have a color, because I think the little bit of brown in this image might distract from the actual image itself. So one thing I could do is just simply select the black and white over here in the basic tool. But the black and white I want to use is this BW05 in presets. And as you can see, it made it a black and white image. It kind of made it really nice. I like the effect that does. So next thing I want to do is I want to change this to daylight. At this point here, I'm just going to select auto just to get the background in this first feather the way I want it. Now, if you notice, the second feather, the bigger feather, is underexposed. So we have to edit that feather by itself. So next thing we want to do is create a mask. So I'm going to select the mask tool, go to subject, select the subject, and the wizard will select what it thinks the subject is. Okay, as you look at this image here, you can see that I have both feathers selected. Well, I don't want to edit the small one, just the big one. So I'm going to select subtract and then go to brush, and I'm just going to use my tool to subtract this feather here. So the only thing that's selected is the big feather there. I'm going to bring the exposure down a little bit, contrast up a little bit, highlights. Shadows, I'm going to bring those down. You see, that makes a dramatic effect. Whites, I'm going to bring those down or up a little bit. Blacks, I'm going to bring those down. Now, if you see how it turned purple like that, that means it's absolutely black. I don't want anything to be just pure black. As a general rule, I don't want to do that. So that actually looks pretty good. So we're going to close the masking tool by simply going to the edit tool. And we're just going to make some global edits here. We're going to go back to our curve tool. We're going to bring our highlights up a little bit, or light just a little bit. Darkness, we're going to bring that up just a tiny bit, and then shadows down a little bit. And that's about where I want to edit this image. That's how much I want to edit this image. The next thing I want to do is print this image.
Well, this is the final image, and I gotta tell you, I am pretty happy with it. Overall, I think it's a very artsy fartsy kind of image. It's an image that's a little outside of my comfort zone. Didn't come out perfect. I'm still having some questions if I'm going to actually submit it into the photos that I'm going to do. But I am pretty happy I took the time to take this photograph and print it, and it will give me something to think about if I want to continue to do that or stuff. But it gives you some idea of how the artistic process occurs and how you can step outside your comfort zone. So if you got anything out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to this channel because that really helps us in the YouTube world. Become a Patreon supporter. Your support allows us to keep doing this. My name is Leahy, and thank you for watching.